Okay, so thank you everyone for coming today. Just a brief explanation of what we are going to do today is we're going to discuss the fire extinguisher. So the purpose of the assessment is to go over the basics of the BCF fire extinguisher which are on board all Saab aircraft. So I have got a form in front of you, an evaluation form. If you could just fill in the top of that with your name, and we will go over that. And I want your honest feedback as to how this process that I've changed and updated with my assessment tools, if it's easy to understand, if it's clear, the instructions are clear. So this trial process, I will get you up to test these trials, such as using the fire extinguisher and looking at the how to put it in and out of the brackets. And I just want your honest feedback as to whether this is clear. I've added pictures as well, so I do have the PowerPoint up. So I will chop and change and go and bring up the appropriate PowerPoints for the fire extinguisher. If you have any questions, I will ask you questions as well, but if you need something clarified with me because it isn't clear, please let me know. Okay. So as I said, the purpose of the assessment is to go over the basics of just the fire extinguisher that we have on board all Saab aircraft. So we have a BCF fire extinguisher. Okay. So I do have two examples here. This one is a full one, so you can feel actually how heavy it is. So if you wouldn't mind passing that along. So there is some weight in that.
At least one is required for the company.
How many in the cabin?
Depend on the passengers, number of passengers. Up to 60, you need 2.
So on board the Saab aircraft, we have 2 in the cabin, 1 in the forward, and 1 in the aft of the cabin, and there's 1 behind the first officer. Okay, so that is the BCF fire extinguisher. So the location, as I just said, there are 3. Now, what I want to trial with you is just looking at the pressure gauge underneath, the red indicator disc, how to use it, such as is it easy to use. So this is the only one that we obviously have. So if you wouldn't mind just seeing how, that one down there in the brackets, when you're on board the aircraft, you have to actually check it when it's in its bracket. Okay, so just having a look, you can take it out, but just looking at, is it clear to see those things underneath? Have a go at just flicking that up. So if I say to you, check the pressure gauge underneath, that's quite clear. So underneath the fire extinguisher is under there. Flicking the safety catch.
It is in green.
So it needs to be in the green band. So flicking the safety catch. And obviously flicking the safety catch, you know which way the handle goes. Okay. The pin is in for, obviously, so people like yourself run in there.
Don't touch the pin.
So what we do have here is how it is actually on the aircraft. So if you look down here, so all we really need to do is flick the catch to take it out. Okay. To put it back in, it's just the same process with the clip there, through the loop. And down again. So do you guys want to have a go at that and see if it is as easy as those steps? Yep, so just flick the latch up, back down.
Yeah, good.
It's quite easy. So you pop it in,
Yep.
and the loop, there's a little catch on that there.
Yep.
So that goes underneath the end that way like that
Yep.
and flips over. So just there, see that one there?
Oh yeah.
That goes on that.
Oh my god. Okay. Into that loop.
So do you think with the instructions,
Yeah.
it should be 1, 2, 3, flick the catch,
Pull it under and then back over.
over? Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. Cool. Got double crossing.
So that's good feedback, Isha.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
Thank you. With the locations, you can see up here on the diagram, I have put in the locations. So that is underneath. It's the same process, it's just a different way around in the aircraft. So it is still the same process of flicking the catch, removing it and putting it back in. Okay, so that is obviously the aft of the cabin. There's one up in the flight attendant galley area and then one behind the first officer. Okay, so what sort of fires do you think that the BCF can extinguish on an aircraft? This is just a random question to see, you know, I haven't given you that information, but if you can think of just things on an aircraft that the BCF, because remember that's the only extinguisher we have.
Depending on the material, so BCF usually for food, wooden stuff, the carpet, that can be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the information that I've given you that is the only one on board, do you think it can extinguish everything or just a couple of different
Just
things?
a couple of different things.
No. BCF?
Yeah, required for everyone.
Yeah. So that was just a little question I thought I'd throw in there to
thank
see if it was clear when I said that is the only BCF that we have on board. Is it clear that that can extinguish all fires? So BCF will extinguish all fires, where some extinguishers will only do fats and oils and all those things. We don't have fats and oils on board, so that was just a little thing I threw in there to see if you would pick up on that sort of thing. Okay.